What's going on, everybody? We are back here in some more Legends. So, I'm actually recording this just actually a couple of hours after the recent video that just got uploaded. So, um, I actually came up with another tune recently, but this is not going to be released right now. Um, we're still playing around with it actually, so you guys aren't gonna see this tune just right at the moment. But today I actually wanted to talk about the Supercross tracks. Um, I think it's apparent that nobody has actually reviewed these tracks except for maybe a couple people. Um, but there's actually a couple of things I wanted to talk about these tracks. Um, that I think people kind of overlooked on, kind of. And I think I'm going to talk about why these tracks aren't popular um, as they are. So, um, first things first, we're going to talk about why the tracks aren't probably not popular as they should be, because these are the 2024 official Supercross tracks, but nobody's playing. So, if you remember, when Rainbow Studios actually released the expert tracks of the default tracks, um, everybody knows this was a clear test to see how everybody would fare with the scaling of the tracks, which I think are pretty decent, um, pretty decently made, I would say. Um, but even on those tracks, there's one problem. So I know that there's a couple of people um, who talked about these tracks are big, uh, they're scaling this big and everything like that for for an arcade motocross game, which is I don't have much of a problem with that. I actually do like this big scaling, but there's a problem within this. So the whole problem with this is that some of the jumps are actually a little too peaky. So, say come off on a jump or something like that, the jumps will shoot you upward instead of forward, if you guys catch my drift. I know that some of you actually might know what I'm talking about, but a lot of these bigger jumps are not like that. They pop you up more than try to shoot you forward like they're supposed to. So that's one problem uh, with the tracks. Um, like this one, so some of the scalings are actually a little awkward too. Like some of the jumps are bigger than the other when they really shouldn't be. Um, and these tabletops are atrocious. Like they don't have any lips on them to try to get over other jumps and everything like that. It's just they're not really made to do that. And these, oh my god, these are atrocious. If you guys know, you know. These are almost like hitting sheer freaking walls trying to get over some of those. Um, the one thing I actually really don't like about these tracks is that you can tell when you're hitting these jumps, they are aimed to be one lined, one main racing line, which I think is almost, I'd say, a letdown for these tracks. And I don't know. The one thing that I do most likely think that don't make these tracks as popular as it should be, I don't think it's the big scaling. I don't think it's the track design at all. I genuinely believe it's because the jumps, the flow of these tracks overall are inconsistent. Um, you actually hit lines or jumps that you think that you can hit, but and then all of a sudden you don't. Um, there's a couple of tracks on here that if you just go and jump, like if you try to triple in, most of the time you case that jump, that triple jump, and it ruins your entire flow. Um, sometimes you actually get lucky and actually hit the flows pretty good, but um, most of the time these tracks are just inconsistent. Uh, the the overall jumps, I know that they can be big and peaky and everything like that, but these tracks can be smoother. Um, they're inconsistent. They can be smoother. They can be a lot smoother. Um, as I said, the big scaling, I have nothing. I don't have a problem with the big scaling, but the peakiness of the jump, the inconsistency of the jumps, and just overall, it's not. They're not very smooth. There's a couple of tracks that you can be smooth on, but tracks are crunched up a little bit too much. Um, just overall, the entire feel for these tracks are just inconsistent. Um, and that's one of the main reasons why I um, haven't been playing these, or haven't been able to find a good tune. Because just overall, the more I keep trying to play these tracks, the more I'm just trying to figure out, like, the tracks are inconsistent, the jumps are a little too peaky. As I said, they shoot you up more than shoot you forward, and the jumps that actually do shoot you forward, their landings are either too big of a scaling, or you just don't, you just case them altogether. Um, these tracks are very one-lined, which I really don't like, especially when you're one of those players who hit the big lines and everything like that. Like it just makes it easier for them, um, especially going in one line or hitting bigger lines and everything. Like there's no separate line selections. There's no slow line, fast line. It's all one line. The only other line is the exploit lines, which are the big, the big lines that all the fast dudes take. And these tracks were cool. We got the 2024 Supercrosses, but I've been I've been holding my tongue on saying or talking about this with these tracks, but um, these tracks are cool that we have them, but they're just not that fun. To be honest with you, it's hard to get around these tracks. It's hard to keep a decent flow. I know people talk about, it's skill gap and everything like that, but um, when you're struggling to hit a double, it's these tracks weren't thought out enough. These tracks feel a little rushed, my opinion. Um, but Other than that, these trucks are still fun. Don't get me wrong, but right, just these trucks are just they're not really worth it. Um, it's worth checking out um, if you have a friend or something who has it, but these trucks aren't really worth it. That's the bottom line of it. So, I just wanted to make this quick video for you guys, just talking about these tracks and everything, because for the last few months, I've been playing these. I just been kind of holding my tongue on about talking about them, how I wanted to talk about them, and the sheer reason why nobody races on them online, because you know, I think it's because of the simple fact that these tracks are just inconsistent, inconsistent lines. The jumps don't line up with each other. That's another thing you'll notice, that a lot of the rhythms and sections don't really line up with each other. You hit you hit a jump and like, oh, you're gonna hit this big line, and all of a sudden you sit there and case that jump. I'm like this one right here. I'm thinking I'm gonna get over it and I case it. So I think that's about it for this video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm actually very curious about that because there's not a lot of people who play these tracks. Uh, they're cool that they're official Supercross tracks, but they're not really worth it, in my opinion. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. If you like this sort of content, if you like this video, give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. See you.
I don't care. That's a wrap.